And welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. Now let's take care of the functions so that we can click on any of these buttons and should be able to see the output here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exit out and I'll come right here. See main page dot xaml dot cs. If you can't find that, you will surely see it right here. It's actually inside the main page. Look at it right there. Just double click on it. Right now, first of all, I'm going to declare the following variable right underneath the public class here. So let's say private, and the first one, that's going to be string character, and I'm just going to call that um, current intake. Current intake, and the current intake is going to be equals nothing. Now I'm going to create another string that is going to be for the operator. So we say public string, private string, just call that operate call. Okay, and that is going to be equals nothing as well. Now we create another private variable. This is going to be double, and double I'm going to name it as, we just call that first number, first num, and create another one that will be the second num. So let me just change that to second num. Okay, there we go, second number. As you can see, all my variables are kind of like grayed out, but that's okay. Now let's create my very first function that will make this work. So this one says on count, so let me change that to on number click. If you guys can still recall this very function, the very first one. So inside this very function, or you can just create yours, however this is good enough. So inside this very function you guys are looking at, I'm going to create my object. I'll call that btn button, that will be equals, and this button is going to be working with the sender. So now we say current intake, that will be plus equals btn dot text. Okay, and now we want to now display everything we have inside this bt, inside the current intake. We want to display it inside the txt display. So we say txt display dot text equals current intake. That's it, done. Okay, I'm going to copy this now, this number, one number click, and let's go into main page here. So you see every single numeric button that I have in here, I'm going to use click that is equals that. Okay, so I've just assigned that very function to that one. So let's repeat the same thing for the others. I've just copied that, paste and paste. There we go. That's how easy that one is to take care of. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the 0 as well. That is it, done. So save that and let's run it. Just click on run. Let me see how that's going to respond. There we go, guys. So let's see how that's going to work. There we go. Look at that. So all of these numbers are working now. That's good. So let's come back in here. We might as well just take care of the operators. Okay, so with the operator, I'm going to let's just copy this and change things around. Paste that in here. And now change it to on operates. Click. Change that to that. On operate calculator. Click. That's the function I intend to use. So I'm going to just start by saying, let's change this. I'm going to need that. So I can just delete all of these. So let's use an if statement. If is not string dot is none or empty, yeah, and this value happens to be current intake. So let's grab whole of current intake, pump it right in there. Happens to be current intake. So in that case, this button here, might as well, we should have left that alone. So I'm going to say btn, grab all of this, let's bring it down. btn, that will be equals the operator and that is going to be equals btn dot text. So button dot text, okay, that goes inside the operate symbol. That goes right inside the operator symbol. We also want you to clear whatever we have inside current intake. So let's grab all of that, place that here. So that will be equals clear there. Once that is cleared, display.text will be equals this. So grab whole of, or just delete this and paste it right underneath here. There we go. So all I need to now do is to call this inside of the operators. So let's make sure it's all correct. Looking at that, it's not going to work because first number, yeah, let's call first number in there. So call the first number first. First number, that will be equals double dot pass. Very good. We pass the whatever we have inside the current intake. Okay. Once that is passed, then the button using the sender. Okay, that is right now. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and just try it out. Okay, copy and just paste that in here. So the operators, just click and paste. That's one down. I'm going to repeat the same for the other operators. This one here, there's another one here, and this here. Now let's try it out. Click. So when we click any of these, let's see, 8 plus 3 equals. Okay. So that is working for the operators. Let's try the other functions. 5 subtract 2, very good. Multiply by 3, so divide by 7. Okay, that's working. Now all the operators work. Now we might as well take care of the, let me close this, take care of the equals sign. Okay, with the equals, I'm going to grab hold of all of this here. come right down here, paste, and just need to change this to equals. Alright, change the function name to equals. So if it's now string dot is null or empty and the current input, then what I want is I'm going to then say second number, this one here. Let me change that to lowercase. Second num, and that is going to be equals double dot pass whatever we have in here. There we go. Right, and what else? Once that is done, I'm going to create a variable in there that I'll just call double equals, where we're going to store all our result. So double result is going to be 0. Next, business switch statements. I'm going to say so let's just switch the operator, in this case that is outcome, and let's enter the curly braces. Then inside here we say s, that is going to be the plus sign. If it's plus, make sure you enter break in there. Okay, break. Now if it's plus, I want the following. So result is going to be first num plus second num. So grab of result. That is going to be first number plus second number plus second number. There we go. That is it for the very first one. Next, I'm going to take care of, I think we're missing one curly braces here. Is that there? Yeah. Now, next we take care of the subtract right down here. Paste, change that to subtract and so on. So I'm going to copy, just dump this here, the others. So this is subtract, and change this to subtract. Let's change this to multiplication, and this is multiplication as well. And here we have division, and this will be division. However, supposing the user end up dividing by 0, so we need to take care of that. So let's say if second number equals 0. So if second num equals 0, we will say, let's say not equals 0. If it's not equals 0, then this is fine. Else, we want the display just to say something. Txt display dot text that be equals error. I say error cannot divide by 0 or whatever. Okay, now in that case we ask it to return. Okay. Now that is done, we now need to assign everything into the text box. So we say txt display equals results. Just print. So I'm going to copy this. So let's bring this here for that here. That is fine. And underneath here, you say text txt display. That will be result dot to string. Then we also need to, the current intake is going to be equals result dot to string. Let's paste this there. There we go. Right, so that should take care of the equals. Yeah. Okay, let's try this equals out. I'm going to copy this. Copy that very function. Come in there and look for the equals. There we go. That's it right here. Okay. That is, paste that in there, the equals function. Okay, equals function is taken care of. Let's run it and see. Run. And once that works, then we'll take care of the others. There we go. 9 plus 3 equals 12. Very good. Let's divide that by 8. Yeah. Minus 1.2. There we go. So it's working. Very good. Equals is out of the way, guys. Now, let's take care of all these other operators. Clear entering, clear, plus minus, and we will also have to take care of the decimal place. So let's come in here. I'm going to take care of the backspace first. Okay, guys, let's take care of this backspace. I'm just going to copy that. I'm coming right down here. Let's move this so that you can see it. Paste that in here. Okay, that is going to be for my backspace. Let's change the name to backspace. Backspace. The backspace. Let's use an if statement here. So if current intake dot length greater than 0, then we want the current intake, and that is going to be current intake equals current intake dot remove current intake dot length minus 1. Then we now want the display to display that. So let's say txt display is going to be current equals current intake. There we go. That is the backspace taken care of. So let's copy this and use that for backspace. Undo that. Copy. Now let's come in here. Look for the backspace. That is it right there. I'm going to go to the next line for this backspace so that you guys can see it. So click. That will be the backspace. Okay, I'm going to try that out. Let's run it. Run. Alright, so let's enter some numbers in there and try out backspace. Check that out, guys. You see that? The backspace is working. That's good. Now let's take care of clear entry. So we'll go back in here and take care of the clear entry. Paste that in there and just change this to on clear entry. Clear entry. On clear entry, I want the following to happen. Get rid of this if statement. Remember, so it was copied. So on clear entry, I want all of these cleared. and a bit of that. I also want this cleared. There we go. So that should take care of clear entry. There. Okay. Clear entry is fine. So I'm going to take care of, let's copy this just to show you guys how this clear entry will work. In case of the clear entry, let's come back in here and look for clear entry and just enter click. That equals clear entry. Nice one. Run. So the whole purpose of the clear entry is to clear the last input. And if you want to change it, you just change it. Let's say 85 multiplied by 7. Clear entry because I want to multiply by 2. Change that to 2. There we go. That is it. That's how the clear entry works. Okay. Now, backspace 98 multiplied by 2. I change my mind. Clear entry multiply by 9. There we go. So that is working now as well. So let's take care of clear. So I'm going to grab hold of this and just paste it around underneath here and change it to clear. There we go. That's the function for clear. In the case of clear, we want to clear current intake, clear the display, and we might as well just clear first number, second number, and even the operators. Just clear everything. First num, clear it. That becomes 0. Second num, the same thing, that becomes 0. And the operator calculate, that is going to be clear, equals clear. Here we go. That's it. So clear entry is taken care of. Yeah. I'm going to copy this and come right here. Clear. Come in here. Oh, just copy all of this, paste it, and change it around. Paste this here. Do that again. Copy, paste, and get rid of this. There we go. Right. So let's try it. Run. Enter whatever. And it's clear. There we go. So clear is working. Now I need to take care of the plus minus. Okay, so let's take care of plus minus. Come right here. Okay, with the plus minus, I'm going to just copy this. Yeah, copy this. Just come right down here. Paste. And let's close that. Change this to plus minus. PM. Yeah, plus minus. Okay. Now, underneath here, if not, let's say if not string dot is known or empty, instead of this I want txt display. Txt display. Okay, inside the parenthesis, and now let's create a double q. So using another if statement, if double dot try has the following. Okay, and that is alt q. Accept that. Okay, enter another statement block, and this statement block I want Q. Yeah, let's say Q. That will be equals minus Q equals minus Q. Accept that and just press enter. Now txt display, that is going to be equals Q. Txt display equals Q dot to string. Accept that. Then the current intake, that's going to be equals txt display dot text. Right, I think I've taken care of the plus minus. I'm going to copy that, come right in here and look for plus minus right there. Click equals that. Now let's run plus minus. Run just to try it out. Let's see. Let's say 56 plus minus. Let's say plus 60. Plus 60. That is equals 4. That is correct. Let's say plus minus multiplied by 8 minus 32. Okay, and that's it. The plus minus is working. Now finally we need to take care of the decimal. Come right here and scroll right down. Let's copy the button function there. Copy and right underneath here, paste it there and change this to decimal. There we go. Okay, in the case of the decimal, we're going to use an if statement here. So if is not on, current input dot contains dot contains dot contains that. We now want a statement block in there. Now this statement block is going to become current intake. Is that there? Current intake plus equals that. That is correct. And txt display equals this. Txt display equals current intake. And that takes care of my decimal. So I'm going to copy this. Now let's go back in here. So we have all my components. Click in there and say click, double click, and paste. I think I've just finished taking care of the calculator. So let's run it and see. Run. And guys, please do subscribe to my channel. For those of you who will subscribe to this very channel, I will actually give you guys these lines of codes. In fact, the whole project if you want, provided you actually subscribe. Okay, that is a promise. So multiply that. Here we go. So that is working. So 78 multiplied by 25 points, that equals this. Guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and just like I said, please do subscribe to my channel. And if you want these very codes that I developed in .NET MAUI, provided you subscribe, and you must send me the evidence of your subscription. Or if you're a member, I will also give you guys the projects. So with that, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. And you all have a nice day now. And bye for now.